Hey everyone, good afternoon. I am back with another video. So I just got off the phone with a friend and I had been talking to them about addiction and how hard it is to break addictions. I know a lot about that because I used to have several addictions. I used to be addicted very, very bad to pain medicine, and I've also used to be a smoker. And I used to smoke Newports. Yeah, Newports. Yeah. And I was like a chain smoker. I would smoke like two of them back to back every time. I couldn't just smoke one. And I had a really, really bad addiction to narcotics for about 15 years. Um, at the time when I first started taking them, it was at my doctor's recommendation because I have a rare illness called scleroderma. One in every 500,000 people get it. There's no cure for it, and people die from it sometimes, depending on the form you have. At the time, I was in a whole lot of pain. So my doctor prescribed pain medicine for me. I didn't know what pain medicine could do to a person. I really had no clue when I first started taking medicine. Honestly, I never would have ever started taking pain meds had I known the cost. I mean, on my body, on my soul, on my life, on so many things. I wish my doctor would have informed me. So, in a way, I'm glad that they've gotten a little stricter on the narcotic rule because really it could be a downhill spiral. I remember at my worst, I would take, and I was prescribed 300 a month, 310 milligram Norcos a month. And at my worst, I was taking like 12 to 15 10 milligram Norcs a day. Plus, I would take sometimes tramadol. My doctor had given me a combo. I was to take a total of 30 milligrams of Norco plus two 10 milligram tramadols. And then on the side, the doctor also gave me morphine, they said, for more breakthrough pain. And at the time when I really first started taking the medication, I was doing it because I was in a lot of pain and I didn't know how long I was going to live. None of us know how long we're going to live. But with me having this rare illness and the doctor saying, we just want to keep you comfortable at whatever cost that is, it was almost at the cost of my sanity. Because as the years went by and I was taking the medication, I started noticing a change in me and I started becoming addicted to these meds. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I took pain pills, I felt like I was at the top of my game. And honestly, I was doing pretty good at the time. I had two sports cars, I had me a cute little townhouse, and I was doing damn good. So I was a functioning addict, in other words. But I was also that person that would shake my pill bottle and panic every time I felt the bottle get low. And then I would get low. And then I found out after years and years, the scleroderma wasn't going to kill me. I was like, ain't this about a bitch? I've been taking all these meds thinking I'm going to die and just living my life. And then I find out I'm not going to die. And now I'm addicted to this medication. So I had gone to my doctor and told him I wanted to get clean because I felt like I was becoming really addicted to these pills. And I didn't think I could do it on my own. And honestly, it took me several years and several attempts to get clean. I've been clean now, though, for years. I don't know, 5 years, maybe more. It's probably been more than 5 years. It's probably closer to 7, 8, 9 years. I don't even remember. Same with cigarettes, because I had said when I was quitting the narcotics that I wanted to quit smoking because I found that they often went hand in hand. The way for me that I was ultimately able to overcome pain pill addiction was I was put on Suboxone. And for me, Suboxone was a lifesaver Now, I know that they say a lot of people have really bad side effects coming off of it. I was lucky in that I was in the 1 percentile range that had zero withdrawals from that. Now, when I was going through withdrawal for about a year without the Suboxone, the first time I tried to get clean, I was very sick. I was having seizures. I had stuff coming out of both ends. It just wasn't cute. I was cranky. I went on disability for a while because I couldn't work because I was that sick. And there was a point when I thought I would never get clean, and I was beating myself up because here I believed that the doctors were telling me you may die from this illness. And so I'm in a panic and thinking, fuck it. I just want to be happy and comfortable and be able to function, not realizing I was getting addicted to this medication. And I never knew at the time when I took it that you could get addicted to a pain medicine. I had no clue. I was clueless. Now, nowadays, people know this. But back 20 years ago, doctors didn't care. They would just push out anything. And unfortunately, my doctor's office, they ended up getting shut down, and my doctor got in a lot of trouble because she was acting as a pain clinic when she was just a primary care doctor. So that's a whole different can of worms. But anyway, I know how rough addiction can be. I know how hard it is to quit something, but I also know that it is possible. You have to really want it, though. And it doesn't just have to be an addiction to drugs or anything like that. It could be you have an addiction to food. Maybe you have an addiction to working out. Maybe you have a sex addiction. There are all kinds of addictions that a person could have, but there are ways to overcome them. Don't feel hopeless and despondent and like you can't beat it, because you can. If I could do it, I have faith that you could do it too. So don't let your addiction stop you from getting sober. Don't live in your addiction forever. It's not worth it. You lose too much of yourself, too much of your life, too many of the people around you, because you may not see it, but while you're actively in your addiction, you could be losing a lot of opportunities, a lot of people. And I know oftentimes addiction starts when we don't know how to deal with our internal emotions. I know that's why I smoked a lot. I was smoking like a pack and a half of Newports a day. Oh my gosh, of all things, Newports. Oh, but maybe some of these upcoming stories that I'll share, um, I'll talk about the addictions, stupid things I did while living in this, and then how I overcame it. And you know what? I find now that I know that generally they'll tell you if you have an addiction, don't go back to taking it ever again, even just once, because it could trigger the addiction again. That's been kind of hard for me. Not hard to not become addicted again, but to avoid altogether. Because after I had actively quit taking narcotics, I had surgery. I had two surgeries, and I had to take pain pills. Plus, I had also given birth at one point and had to take pain pills. But the thing was, I took it in moderation and I didn't get addicted again. I was consciously aware of it, and I made sure that I took the stuff as prescribed and then quit like you're supposed to. A lot of people don't know when to say when, and they'll just keep doing it and doing it. So I know how hard it could be. Like I was saying, I might share some of my stories of getting sober, what I went through when I was going through the active addiction, and how I overcame it. Because it was definitely a journey. It was definitely some work, but it's work well worth it. And I used to think I was weak, that I was really weak for getting addicted. But at the same time, I think I'm very strong for getting sober. You know, being sober minded is a hell of a thing. So anyway, I don't know really where I was going with this video. I wanted to talk about another side of me, and another side of me is me on substances back in the day. But anyway, if you're struggling with addiction, I encourage you to reach out and get help. Sometimes you don't need help from a doctor. Sometimes you need help from a friend. Maybe you need a support system. Maybe you need to go to AA or NA, or find something else that works for you. This is an embarrassing topic for me, and I almost don't want to post this video because I'm being extremely transparent, but I want people to see where I came from and where I'm at now. And as you could tell from my spirits, I'm okay. I'm okay now. Yes, I still have the depression, but I'm overcoming the depression. That's my biggest thing that I have now. But the way I look at it is that if I could overcome substances and abusing substances, I can overcome this mental battle in my head that tells me that I ain't shit every day, because I know that's a lie from the pit of hell. Anyway, I hope you guys got something out of this video. If you didn't, and if you're just looking at me going tisk, 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 that's okay too. But hopefully you got something out of it. All right, you guys, I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great one. Peace.